Welcome to Out of the Box podcast. I am your regular host, Gabriel Ishmael Jalo. It is a privilege and an honor to always give me your ears and undivided attention whenever I am bringing this very classical and sensitive episodes. I know you have been following me, and I'm very, very grateful for that. And trust me, if today is the first time to follow me, then you are just subscribing to a world of wisdom, knowledge, and above all, influence. Today, I'll be talking about a very, very sensitive topic. It is sensitive because it is bordered on a very, if not the most famous woman that ever lived in the world, the most famous woman of human existence. There are issues surrounding her that we'll be discussing today. This is Out of the Box podcast, and you are listening to what I call Religious Hour. But you are not subscribing. Please try to subscribe. As we go for this break, when we return, we are going straight to this all-important topic. Thank you very much. Don't touch that dial.
Since you married me, see, every day I'm tying wrapper. What is the meaning of this?
Now, come on! We first stamp this one with cocaine, bombard them.
Everything is success.
Two suspects by the name Mr. Kingsley and Mr. Johnson were apprehended at the hour of 2:55 p.m. 5 men apprehended at Malaysia Airport with 89 kilos of cocaine and 120 kilos of heroin.
I want to be like you.
You want to be like me?
Yes, my Don.
My money or my height?
Your money, my Don.
Don't be stupid and selfish, you understand?
Yes, sir, my Don.
Talk to him.
I will be like my brother, my Don.
Perfect.
We are JC, you just come. It will be problem.
But if we don't ask, how can we get
How do we know?
And it's a big challenge because the hotel money is running out too. Yes. You see the problem now?
I need money.
That is what is making me confused, man.
Welcome back to this episode. There is something that I've been talking about since I introduced the Religious Hour. It is emanating from the deliberate attempt by Islamic scholars to throw spanners at the Bible, the manuscripts of the Christian faith. So, and always implying that the Bible is corrupt, the Bible is distorted. Some of them are even saying that the Bible is no more in its original forms. So that is why I decided to engage in this religious episode. But this religious episode will be covering diverse religious scrutiny. Very soon we'll be coming to even within the Christian faith. Sects within the Christian faith will be discussed. African traditional religion will be discussed. Hinduism, Buddhism, Ekantarism, and all the isms will be discussed on this platform. But why we decided to handle this from the Islamic perspective, because three major religions, whenever I want to discuss them, I go straight to the scriptures. The Hindus, first of all. The Hindus, they have their books. When I want to talk about the Hindus, they have the books of the Hindus. They have the Vedas, known as knowledge, which people believe is the oldest religious manuscripts. They have the Bhagavad Gita, or God's Song. From the Hindus, they have the Upanishad and the Puranas, all from the Hindus. When you come to Judaism, they have the Tanakh, or the law. They have the Mishnah, and they have the Talmud. When you come to the Christian faith, the mainstream Christian faith, we have the Holy Bible, even though some other splinter of Christian books have other books. When it comes to the Islamic faith, the Muslims, they have the Quran, commonly known as the Message. They have the Hadith, the sayings of the prophets, and they have the Sirah, or the biography. So today we'll be talking about Mary, the Virgin Mary. Viewers, you clearly witness that Mary is the most important female personality of the Christian and the Muslim faith. She's the most talked about. First of all, in Islam, she is the only female that is mentioned in the 114 chapters of the Quran. There is no other woman that is mentioned in the Quran but Mary. But you come to the Bible, Mary is in the Old Testament, and Mary is in the New Testament, and Mary is in the Old Testament. But there is something I want to bring to your notice. There is this other personality called Mariam. You see the Islamic faith, they call Mary Mariam. Please, viewers, I want you to be very, very attentive. Maybe you have never heard about this story before, or this expose have never hit your psyche. But I'm about to present something to you that will be very, very, very interesting in your life. Mary. Arabic, they call Mary Mariam. But there is one Mary, there is one Mariam in the Old Testament. This Mariam in the Old Testament is not called Mary. She is called Mariam. She was the sister of Arron and Moses. She was the daughter of Amram. But when you check in the Quran, that Mariam is being mistaken for Mary. Please bear with me and listen very, very careful. Let me give you the biography of these three personalities before I go into my lectures. Arron. Arron is mentioned in the Quran. Arron is mentioned in the New Testament and the Old Testament. Now, Arron was born 1396 BC and died. He was born in Egypt. They were the children of Israel that were born in Egypt in captivity. And he died around 1247. He was 123 years old when he died. Mariam the Prophetess, she was born in Egypt around 1400 BC. She died 1247 BC in Kadesh Med in Israel. She was 126 years old. And Mary, the Virgin Mary, she was born 18 BCE in Israel. And she died AD 32 in present-day Palestine. Whilst the Bible emphatically presented Amram and his wife Jochebed as the parents of Moses, Arron, and Miriam, in the book of Numbers 26 verse 59, the Quran presented the Virgin Mary as the same sister of Arron. The 12th chapter of the Quran, don't forget, there is a chapter in the Quran that they call Mariam. Mariam means Mary again. This Mary is now the Virgin Mary. This is what he said in Arabic. Ya ukhta Harun, ma kana abuki Amram shay'in, wa ma kanat ummakin nakiyan. This is what he said. He said, oh sister of Arron. He was talking to Mary. And this Virgin Mary, between the Virgin Mary and the Mariam, is almost 2,000 years. And in that verse, he also said, oh Mary, Mariam, the sister of Arron and the daughter of Amram. So beloved, do you see the confusion? So it's like those who wrote the Quran, they have the challenge to understand between Mariam, who was the sister of Moses and Arron, and the daughter of Amram and Jochebed. They mistook that woman for the Virgin Mary, even though there was 2,000 years difference between the two Mary. We are not claiming that the Islamic scriptures is full of error. We are not claiming that the Islamic scriptures is has been malhandled by various scholars. They are even saying that the original Bible is no more in existence. But let me give you something for you to really ponder on. I want you to ponder on this. Between the prophet Muhammad and Jesus is 570 years. Before Prophet Muhammad was born, when Jesus went to heaven, is 570 years. Prophet Muhammad was not like any of the Bible prophets who was born or who was all the prophets even before he was born. He was not like Elijah. He was not like Moses. The man was with his wife doing business, Khadijah. He was 40 years of age, 40 years old, when he said he received the calling of God in ministry. So if you take the 570 years to the 40 years, that means it is 610 years between Jesus and the prophet of Islam. Now, when you now take between Jesus to Moses, it's about 2,000 years. So if you add the time of the prophet and his ministry to the one with Moses and Mariam, it is about 2,610 years. Then you will not wonder, how will somebody mistake the Mariam of the Old Testament and say that Mariam is Mary, the son, the mother of Jesus? So there is a historical disparity between the two. We have been asking Islamic scholars to give us an exclusive explanation to this. I don't want to say mistake. I respect everybody's faith. None of us were there when these scriptures were written. Between the Quran, between that time, it took 23 years before the Quran, it took 23 years after the death of the prophet. It took 12 years before a scripture called Quran came to be. So I don't have that audacity to sit on a radio and say the Quran has mistakes. I won't do it. I need them to respect the Bible. You can say you don't understand the Bible, but to sit down and say the Bible is corrupt, the Bible is fake, it is very, very terrible. We will not do that, but we will investigate some very, 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 very weird, I'm using the word weird advisedly. Those stories are very weird. So we want to find out, Mariam and Mary, which one actually is the mother of Jesus? Is Mariam the sister of Arron? Is she actually the mother of Jesus? Or is the Virgin Mary actually the mother of Jesus? If actually the Virgin Mary, the one that Islam called Isa bin Maryama, Mary, the mother of Jesus, if that is the one Islam is calling the sister of Arron, I challenge that presentation. I challenge that manuscript. I challenge it. I demand an answer, because it is 2,000 years different. Mariam, the sister of Arron, can never be the Virgin Mary. It's not possible. The sister of Arron and the Virgin Mary, it is not possible. I have heard Islamic scholars explaining it out that it is a metaphor. I don't know how 2,000 years different can be a metaphor. But we are asking Dr. Zakir Naik, we are asking Sheikh Mohammed Awal, we are asking Sheikh Khalid Yassin, we are asking Sheikh Arib Islam. I am even asking the Sierra Leonean Islamic scholar called Sheikh Abbas Sisi. If they are fortunate to see my podcast, they should please reply this very, very ambiguous explanation. And I'm demanding a debate. If any of them have seen, any of them come across this talk and they want us to have a debate, I'm ready to finance the entire project on the glorious Out of the Box podcast. So, beloved, lovers of the scriptures and lovers of the faith, I am putting it to the Islamic scholars, I am putting this to the Islamic faith, that Mariam can never be the mother of Jesus. Mariam, the sister of Arron, can never be the mother of Jesus. If you want to doubt me, please open your Bible to Numbers 26 verse 59. If you want to doubt me, read the Quran, Surah Mariam verse 28. There is another talk in that verse, but it is not for this moment. So beloved, as I round up, I want to say emphatically, without no fear of contradiction, that Mariam, who was born in Israel, who was born in Egypt, and Mary, who was born in Israel, both of them who have about almost 3,000 years different, can never be the mother of Jesus. I challenge every Islamic scholar anywhere in the world. I challenge any religious scholar anywhere in the world to come and tell me that Mariam in the Old Testament, who was the daughter of Amram and Jochebed. First of all, the mother of Mariam is Jochebed. Can never ever be the Mariam who is the mother of Jesus. I cannot sit here and say their Quran is wrong. I cannot sit here and say the Hadith is wrong. I cannot sit here and say the Surah is wrong, because there are difficult passages in all scriptures. But for them to always sit down and look at the Holy Bible, the Guinness Book of Record, biggest book, the biggest manuscript in the world is the Bible. It has sold more than 8 billion copies. The closest book that comes near the Bible is the Quran. It's just 800 million copies. The Bible has been interpreted than any other book in this world. So if you want to engage in comedy, please don't come close to the Bible, because we will expose you and will engage you fiercely. Out of the box podcast, Gabriel Ishmael Jallo. You have been doing well in viewing my episodes, but you have to do far better in subscribing. Thank you very much. Ready for the next episode. I am Gabriel Ishmael Jallo. Thank you very much.